As you can clearly see, it's Sunday, September 23rd, 9:02 a.m., San Diego, California. This was sent to me. I got it out of my P.O. box finally yesterday on September 22nd, 2012, when I went to go do my laundry from the County of San Diego Health and Human Services. As you can clearly see, and the address. That was where the hearing was. It was sent to my P.O. box, okay? And this is what was sent in the envelope. Thank you for the receipts. Thank you for the receipts. They have been photocopied. D. Chavez Appeals. That was where I went for the appeals hearing. It was supposed to be before a judge. And this is what is known as a tidbit file in reference to what actually transpired at that hearing. And if this video stops, it's because the battery's right now, so just look in the comments feature of this YouTube video for continuation of the theme of this video. I'm in San Diego, California. I attended a hearing over at the County of San Diego Health and Human Services on 9/13/2012 in order to validate that I am a county of San Diego. And an individual named Brian from the San Diego Homeless Rescue Mission appeared with me in order to validate that I have been in the County of San Diego as far as the residents go, at least since April 2012. They told me, as a result of him appearing with me, that proof was no longer needed, and that they were going to rescind the letter of notification stating that they were denying me benefits as a result of not proving. So basically what they were saying was, as a result of Brian coming with me and him validating that I had been a county of San Diego since at least April 2012, that the notification to terminate the application for services on July 17th, 2012 was being rescinded, and that the application process was going to be forwarded back to the worker that it was originally sent to when I applied in July. Now, I'm in San Diego, California. After I left this room from that the hearing was being held between me, Brian, and Ms. Chavez, she told me and Brian to go wait out front of the outside of the building for her to then go and type in the results of the hearing, stating that as a result of Brian appearing, that legal county residence has been established at least since April 2012. She was going to then go to her office and type in these facts and then have me sign it. We went outside, me and Brian, waiting for her to print out make this letter and then print it out or whatever she was going to do. She did leave us and then came back out and attempted to have me sign a piece of paper that stated the total opposite. And in this paper she attempted to get me to sign was stating that as a result of me saying that I don't want a hearing, that all my benefits that I was applying for originally were being denied. And they kept on trying to distract me in loud conversations around me while I was attempting to read this letter that she went and typed and then printed out and attempted to get me to sign. And as I was beginning to read it, she kept interrupting me as well, trying to distract me from me actually being able to read it, while trying to coerce me into signing it as she was distracting me. I told her I don't sign anything without reading it. She said, well, what's in this letter is basically what was stated in the hearing. I said, well, then there shouldn't be a problem with me reading it. As a result of me reading it, it flat out said that I was saying that I do not want a hearing, and that as a result of me not wanting a hearing, that what I was applying for has been denied. Yeah. And I said, this is in total opposite of what we discussed in the hearing, and I'm not going to sign it. She goes, well, then I'll go back in and reword it for you. She went back in, typed another letter, and then came back out, and what was in that letter was directly what was discussed in the hearing, stating that I have proved that I'm a resident of California, San Diego, and that as a result, the notification for termination of application for food stamps and Medi-Cal, including retroactive benefits, were going to be that the reason why they were rescinding my application, they were trying to say that I couldn't prove I was a resident of San Diego, at least since April. And as a result, they were saying I wasn't eligible for any benefits, food stamps, or Medi-Cal. Since my residency has been established, then they have to go back and reprocess that application. And that was the only reason why they were denying me benefits. So now that she came back out and gave me a letter which stated that the residency has been established, she said that then the original application was going to be processed. Now we're going to see what kind of bullshit that they play now. Trying to probably say that my application got lost, or that there's a backlog, or whatever. Any excuse social services can use in order to be able to say that I'm not eligible for benefits, or that my application is being stalled because there's a backlog. Any excuse social services will use, they will use. And why are they doing this? Human trafficking is directly connected to organized crime within the system. Go to Google and type in organized gang stalking or gang stalking and social services workers. What they do is keep benefits away from a potentiated target, a potential target, in order to be able to then use the financial destitution, because everybody has to eat, okay? And the reason why they keep benefits away from a target is in order to be able to get a target conditioned for prostitution. Because since you got to eat, what they do is, when you run out of money, they start putting people on your path to try and coerce you into prostitution. Yeah, because you have to eat. And if you're waiting for food stamps that never arrive, how are you going to eat? And this is part of the expeditions of organized gang stalking and the human trafficking motivation behind it. That's why this skanked out Chavez pulled the bullshit she pulled. And when she pulled it, everything got caught on digital audio file from my tape recorder that was running at the time it was running. Now, my name is Leslie Williams. I'm exposing how these methods and schemes are played out in order to entrap women and young men into prostitution by keeping legitimate legal services away from a target. Because what they do is they literally put women out on the street by getting landlords on board, property owners on board, mail theft and mail delayment of your rent. Go to Google, go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and mail theft and mail delayment, postal workers, landlords, property owners, theft of rent, even renting apartments next to targets when it comes to organized stalking or gang stalking. They create the homelessness, and then they take away all the benefits that keep you independent from solicitation of prostitution. And I'm going to make another audio file, or another video file in reference to how they then further the scheme for the next staged implementation of the motivation of how they try to get targets involved in prostitution, and how they then control targets of these crimes. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and social services workers or social services, and when you view how many Google generated responses you get, you'll clearly be able to see that social services and workers are involved in organized gang stalking expeditions. And since their expeditions had the motivations of human trafficking, do the math. They only had to be one reason why Miss Chavez pulled what she pulled. And what she pulled was caught on digital audio file. Also, I was experiencing organized gang stalking, physical gestures, and hand signaling as I was waiting for Miss Chavez to come out, and for me to sign the paper, and when she came out. And the conversations that were going on around me that were being extremely loud were called organized gang stalking street theaters, and they were designed in order to keep me auditorily distracted from reading the form that she originally brought out. And she kept interrupting me when I kept on trying to read it. And this is the schemes of organized gang stalking expeditions. So we're going to see what kind of bullshit I get in the mail or don't get no mail at all, and then they just continue to keep the services away from me. Mail theft and mail delayment is a tactic of organized gang stalking. I expose these crimes in order to expose the truth. And you